What are your favorite highlights?
The kids, like just seeing the kids show up and just take part in seeing what's going on. Obviously, the performances are spectacular. There was some incredible music. I remember last year, the music's incredible. But it's also just seeing all the kids here at all ages. And, New Westminster is an interesting area, an interesting city. This area of New Westminster is interesting because there are children from around the world who are living in this part of New Westminster. This is an area of New Westminster with a lot of newcomers. And so you see the diversity of this community. And they're all coming back to learn about the deep history of this land and the people whose land we're on. And I think that's just a really valuable learning lesson for them.
This event means allyship to me, that I'm an ally to the Indigenous peoples. And we as immigrants coming to Canada, we have to be educated and we have to recognize this land belongs to the Indigenous peoples. So this event is important to me, and I know it's important to many people. It's such a strong significance and a reminder that we have to acknowledge the Indigenous peoples, their past things that happened to them was tragic and unacceptable, and how to move forward to recognizing that we need to do better. And I want to show up as an ally, to show my support, and to learn about the Indigenous cultures as well.
It's so vitally important to protect children, all children, and particularly provide supports to Indigenous children and youth, and Spirit of the Children does that amazingly.
Your favorite highlights when you come to these events? Name one that comes to mind, a few if you want.
It's the kids. I mean, the reality is, because it's held on a day when school is still in session, we've got elementary schools from the area, high schools from the area, and the kids all coming. This is so vitally important. We need to understand, for reconciliation, we need to understand the history of Indigenous peoples, and the way to do that really is through the young people. There are hundreds of them here today, and that's what I find most exciting. Kids coming from the high school, coming from elementary schools, and learning about Indigenous culture, learning about Indigenous peoples. This is so vitally important for our future.
Just the way this community comes together and shares and builds connections is special to me. It makes this city really special to me. It's a fun place to do this work because of the way this community comes together. And then there's organizations like Spirit who do so much work in this community to actually make events like this happen. Like, the city doesn't run these events, doesn't invent these events. We try to support them as best we can, but it's the community who makes them happen. And that's just so special for us.
The drumming, the dancing, the arts, and just listening to the elders talking about the histories. And I think for me, always when I come to an event like this is the smudging. The smudging is divine. It's meaningful because I grew up in Hong Kong, where my mother used to bring me to a temple to pray, and there'll be like incense that they would burn in the temple. So every time I smell the smudging, it just brings back a lot of memory. When I was a child, my mother would bring me to the temple. That sense of peace, the sense of comfort, just bring back all these emotions.
So everything you've learned from this event specifically, what would you want to pass on to your families and other future generations?
New Westminster is on a challenging reconciliation path. New Westminster, for those out there who do not know much about our city, it's the first city in Western Canada, the oldest city in Western Canada. It was, in a lot of ways, it was kind of the beachhead of the colonization of British Columbia. And that means that we've got a deeper, longer history to reconcile with than most other cities, even longer than British Columbia, even longer than Canada. And I think that if I was to ask anything of our community, is to take the time to hear, take the time to listen to truth, and take the time to educate yourself about the deep history of this land and the people whose lands we're on, and how the disconnection of people from land was an intentional act. And that doesn't mean that any of us being here today is a wrong thing. It doesn't mean that. It means, we all are here now. but we still have to reconcile those facts. Reconciliation is about bringing two things together. That's what reconciliation is, right? And so we can reconcile that history. We can learn about it and understand it. It's a long path, and I just hope people will be patient and take the time to learn and hear, because that's, I think, the first part of it all.
My takeaway from today is that we need to be respecting Indigenous peoples not one day a year, but 365 days a year. We need justice, we need respect, and it all starts with the teachings that come through Indigenous Peoples Day.
And we need to recognize and respect and learn their culture, and recognizing the past tragedies that happened to them through residential school, and how do we move forward, considering all the pain and the suffering that they had gone through, and moving forward as an ally to be there and stand up for them, stand with them in solidarity.